Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. This is an update video. I've had these Spartan Harseys for months now. Well, mainly this one. This one is mine. This was the first Spartan Harsey I picked up, regular S45VN Plague Doctor, Spartan Harsey folder. And then I loved this so much, I ended up getting my wife one because, well, this is the only knife she's ever asked for, like ever. Like, she hates knives, and she's like, that was so gorgeous, give me one. The only one available was a Damascus, so there it is. My wife has the most expensive knife in the house, I think. So I figured she has cut crazy amounts of stuff with this Steve Nichols Damascus, and it held up great. It's super cool. I'm kind of amazed that it's doing so well, but I'm trying to think of the stainless steel that they're using this, and it's a tough stainless steel. I always found it to be a little bit rolly, but that was in fixed blades. So anyway, cool stuff, cool stuff. S45VN has been amazing. It's held an edge great for me. I think I throw it on a strap really quick, and that was it. So what do I really think about this after months of use? Well, it's pretty cool. They are definitely pretty cool. I am a fan of the look. This is the best design I've ever seen on a knife, in my opinion. And that's why I bought it to start with. And I think that's why my wife, for the first time ever, said, give me a knife. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to get you a knife. Yeah, it might be the next 2 months of fun money, but there you go. There she has one. So what I found right off the bat was that the jimping on this is a little bit aggressive. Not like Medford aggressive, but really, really nice. I thought it was pretty comfortable, fits my hands well. It's still a little bit, it's not going to be as smooth or as chamfered as a Chris Reeve. It's not, but it is going to have a hydraulic feel. And after about 3 days of breaking in on this one, it finally got super smooth. The lock stick, there was lock stick to start with. That is gone. I was really annoyed with it to begin with, but it's gone now, and now it's crazy smooth. Now, something that I did realize with this, and it's hard to do on camera because there's like not a lot of space here, is that the detent is incredibly weak on this. So much so that it had kind of flopped out on me once, and now I can just kind of flick it out upside down. And you shouldn't be able to do that with really any knife, especially a super high-end knife. And now with just a little flick of the wrist, it just does that. And I've dropped it once and it completely opened up. And that just kind of left a little bit of a sour spot on me. Not enough for me to be like, I need to send this back in and get a stronger detent. Just enough to think, kind of a disappointment. Gorgeous knife, love it. Blade has been amazing. I love the little recurve. I've only had to sharpen it. Like, I haven't even sharpened it. I put it on a strap like once over the last few months. Few swipes. Perfect edge retention. S45VN, I feel like it's a little bit better than S35VN. It's supposed to be a little easier to sharpen. I would agree with that. Just a few swipes. It's back to like hair raising sharp. Came with a great grind, great edge. A little, it's not super, super thin behind the edge. I don't have cowburst, but we're not talking about a Spyderco Delica. But then again, we're not talking about like a Medford either. For the size, it's got a great cutting edge. Big fan. I'm keeping this. Like, I'm not going to get rid of it. But the next knife that came in, just realized 3 days to break in, super weak detent. Kind of like the one knock that I had on it. Still not enough for me not to get another one, so I got another one. This one's from my wife. This one, I did not give it to her for 2 weeks. I kept this in my pocket, and for 2 weeks straight, and I was working from home at this point, so it was pretty much all day long until my thumbs couldn't take it anymore. Was just legitimately opening this thing up. It has the hardest detent of any knife I've ever felt, ever. Hands down, the hardest detent. And then it feels kind of loose, so it's kind of weird. You have like the worst detent, not nearly as hydraulic feeling up here. Does it flick out well? Now it does. But it is still one of the hardest detent knives I have. So much so that it probably does need to be sent back. And the other thing is that this lock stick was there from the beginning, just like this one. This one has not gone away. There is still lock stick on this thing, and it is still rough. Every single time, it is like, you might even be able to hear it. Yeah, it's just scraping. It's just an awful scraping and feeling of like, ugh, come on. This is a crazy expensive knife. That should never happen. You should never have a detent like that out the door. And you should never have lock stick like that out the door. I don't care if you're supposed to break it in. This thing has been opened thousands of times. I'm not joking about that. I've had red, bruised, and just hot spotted thumbs for weeks. And now this thing has been open for months. But my wife double hands everything, and she closes it with 2 hands too. So she doesn't really care. Like, she doesn't notice that whatsoever. But I still do. And I know she uses this thing, my goodness, probably more than I do. I'm kind of mind blown about that for someone who doesn't like knives. I think she's kind of obsessed with this thing, which is really cool. I mean, granted, Spartan Harsey got my wife into knives. There we go. Thank you. Very cool. But my honest thoughts were, and as I was just kind of like doing this, I realized even though these are the coolest designs, and even though I love this knife, I carry it probably 3 days a week, I am not going to buy another one. It's not the fit and finish of a Chris Reeve. These are 2 drastically different feeling knives, different issues, and they're the same knife. That's a problem. Even Medfords, I would say, have better tolerances. And I am not a Medford fan for the most part because I hate their chamfering. Like, yeah, this is slightly aggressive. It's meant to be. It's meant to hold you. Medfords, you spend, $600 for basically a knife that has zero work done to it besides the tolerances work. So, whatever. There's that. It is what it is. But that's enough for me to never buy another one. And then that's really where I'm at. I'm not going to tell anyone not to buy one. If there's a design that just connects with you, with my sample of 2, yeah, you're going to have issues with your detent. And you're probably going to have some lock stick. That's all I can say. Like, is that worth spending that amount of money for when I can go out and spend get a $100 Benchmade or $100 Spyderco that won't have any of that issue? Harsh. It's kind of a kick in the nuts. And yes, I hear Spartan has a great warranty and they're a really good company to deal with. I'm just pissed off that I'd have to send both of these back. Do I know I'm going to get the same knife back? Probably not. I mean, the detents are going to be different. The blades are probably going to be different. I'm just kind of disappointed. It is what it is. Like, should I get a hold of them and be like, hey, fix my knives? Sure. Should I have ever had to do that? Should these have ever left like this? No, they definitely shouldn't have. I've never had a Chris Reeve do this. I've never had a Medford do this. Never had a Demco do this. Granted, I have had Demcos, like the 80-20 has a main issue, like it'll cut you because that freaking blade is all the way at the edge there, which is really annoying. No one's ever talked about that, which I don't get why they haven't. I actually sold my Demco 80-20, whereas I've kept these. So that says something. It's still the most beautiful knives out there. So there it is. I wish I could be more positive about them. I'm going to keep them. They're gorgeous. There's just nothing like it. But the fit and finish is, I almost want to say trash just because those things should not happen. And then sample of 1, okay. Sample of 2, what the crap. Yeah, I don't know. That is what it is. I love them. They're gorgeous. They're sticking around. I'm still irked by those mistakes. And I didn't want to review it because it's a negative review. I can't go out and say, go buy a Spartan Harsey because you're going to get bad quality, bad fit and finish. Like, it is sample of 2. Is that a big sample? No, but the fact that they were from 2 different runs, it says enough for me. I'm not going to go buy another Spartan Harsey unless it is the coolest design ever. If it's not, there's no way in hell I'm going to do it. It's just a waste of money. I'll go spend it on a Medford that'll be less chamfered, but it'll look good, and at least the tolerances will be there. Or more likely, I don't know, maybe a Chris Reeve when they finally start doing S45VN instead of just getting rid of their old steel. I'm kind of tired of S35 for their price ranges. But anyway, I digress. Cool looking knives. I do love them. They do have some fit and finish issues. The steel's awesome. The edges are fantastic. Ergonomics are great. Clip has been fantastic. It does stick out a little in the pocket. I don't care. I want people to see this and ask me about it. Same with my wife. She doesn't care. This goes in her purse, so that doesn't pester her at all. And the fact that this has been rolling around in a purse for months, incredible. Still looks perfect. Even with mine, I've dropped this sucker. Can't even tell. I've carried this a ton. Just a ton. Use it all the time at work. Everybody is always asking, what the heck is this flippy thing coming from that office? Well, that's me doing this probably too often. But still, cool knives. Little bit of a love-hate relationship with them. Tolerance issues. They are an issue. It is an issue. Yeah, I don't know if it will ever get fixed. They're supposed to have Chris Reeve tolerances and tooling, and that whole relationship between them. It's not there in my opinion. And even though Chris Reeve is now ran by a son, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. But if it's anything like this, I'll stop buying Chris Reeves too. All right, rant over, tirade over, Spartan Harsey folder. Yeah, a beautiful failure. There it is. Hope this gave you some useful information. Catch me on the next one. Like, subscribe if you think it's fun. If not, bye. No, just kidding. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.